Man, I hate Cartoon Network. It used to be one of the greatest channels ever for kids and for adults. Now it's one of the worst channels ever. And you know what's sad?
But before we continue, here is a word from our sponsor.
This video is sponsored by Chungus VPN. Are you tired of not feeling safe when browsing the web? Are you worried about the government or social media companies looking at all the questionable, fucked up shit you're looking at every single day? Use Psycho! Chungus VPN is the solution. Do not let greedy corporations or government agencies track all your personal activity online. Let Chungus VPN track and harvest all your data instead. We promise all your information will be safe in the hands of whoever pays the highest price for it. You can trust us. Chungus VPN! Sign up now. It's safe, cheap internet browsing. And it's gonna increase the size of your cock. That's how good it is. Now back to the video.
The quality of it dipped in less than 10 years. Isn't that ridiculous? Okay, right before you assume, oh, he must hate Cartoon Network so much. Well, actually, I used to love it. I used to love Cartoon Network so much. It was my favorite channel. I have a lot to thank it for. It is what got me into cartoons. It used to air all the good shows, like Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry, and the Tex Avery Show. Oh yeah, the Tex Avery Show, that was awesome. Those may not have been shows that Cartoon Network created, but at least they were awesome. Then they started to get original, but some of their original shows were actually very good, like the Powerpuff Girls, Johnny Bravo, and my all-time favorite, Hi Hi Puffy Amiyumi, and Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. I just got into that show recently, and sadly, it just ended. Isn't that a shame? Isn't that a dang shame? Well, all these shows have bit the dust, and it's sad. It's really sad. I mean, Hi Hi Puffy Amiyumi was really gonna be a big hit, and it actually was gonna continue. But no, some idiot at Cartoon Network wanted to change everything. Wanted to get rid of all the good shows and replace them with crap. And here's the crap they replaced them with. I didn't watch Cartoon Network that much, so I only seen some of these shows, so I'm gonna get to it. Alright, first was Squirrel Boy. Oh my gosh. I watched this show for 5 friggin' minutes, and I couldn't sit through it. Oh, it was just so horrible. Animation sucked and everything. It was just bad. Next show, Camp Laszlo. Okay, this is from the creator of Rocko's Modern Life. I used to like this show. I thought it was okay, but then it just got stupid and annoying and everything, and I like Rocko's Modern Life a lot better. Okay, and oh my gosh, Out of Jimmy's Head. Not Out of Jimmy's Head. This show was so horrible. It's unoriginal and boring. A kid seeing cartoon characters. Oh yeah, like we seen that before. You know, it was so bad. I can't believe that Cartoon Network It's made by the same guys who made Hi Hi Puffy Amiyumi. Yeah, Renegade Animation does the animation for this show. I can't believe it. I can't believe Cartoon Network made them make this show. I bet the people at Renegade even didn't want to make it. Oh, it was so horrible. Thank goodness it's not on anymore. Well, Cartoon Network was created by William Hanna and Joseph Barbera, the guys who gave us some of the greatest cartoons ever made. And sadly, their creation is dying just like they died. I bet they're rolling in their graves right now. It's ironic because for being a Cartoon Network is actually going to start airing reality shows. No, not cartoon reality shows, reality shows. They're advertising like a show where kids hunt for ghosts called The Othersiders, and one that's Survivor, but it's with kids. I forgot what that's called, but that is just ridiculous. Hello, Cartoon Network, not Live Action Network. I bet that's what they're going to end up switching their name to. Live Action Network. Yeah, that's going to be funny. Then I'd like to have a conversation with the guy and help who says, hey, you remember Cartoon Network? And I'm like, oh, you mean Live Action Network? And he's like, yeah, that network that actually used to air cartoons. Wasn't that awesome? Yeah, it was awesome. See, isn't that crazy? Cartoon Network is starting to lose their steam, all because they want to be like everybody else, like Nickelodeon and Disney Channel. They're trying to be like Nickelodeon and Disney Channel because they air both cartoons and live action. But their cartoons are starting to sink in quality, and they're starting to focus more on live action series. That's just not right. It's boring. Live action shows are just boring. They're the same thing over and over again. Teenagers, high school, all that crap. It's not funny. It's not entertaining. It's boring. We want cartoons, dagnabbit. We want friggin' cartoons. Good cartoons. And another bad thing about Cartoon Network is when their TV shows come to DVD, they only release like the first and second seasons, and then bam, they don't even have the rest of the series released. Isn't that ridiculous? And they may release them, but it takes a while. That's just stupid. That's really annoying. Like Hi Hi Puffy Amiyumi. It only has 2 DVDs, and there's only 4 episodes on each. Not even a whole season. Isn't that ridiculous? I bet that's sad for us fans. That's really sad. Cartoon Network, screw you. Screw you and screw all your shows from now on. It's sad. I mean, you used to be good. You used to be on the top of the world. Now you just stink. You sunk. You sunk like the Titanic. Now you're way downhill, and there's no getting back up unless you go back to making cartoons, good cartoons, and cartoons they're not for little kids. Go back to your roots, or else you're screwed. Well, this has been signing out. Welcome back to Ben Rants, and it's time for the long-awaited sequel of my Ben Rants Cartoon Network. It's time for me. I have a lot more to cover about Cartoon Network, so it's time for Ben Rants Cartoon Network Part 2. Well, I thought I covered everything in my first video, but there's a lot of stuff Cartoon Network has done since then. Like, for starters, I'm going to talk about the thing that has ticked me off so much. I couldn't even believe it the first time I heard it. Cartoon Network Real. What are you morons thinking? Cartoon Network Real? That doesn't even sound like it is possible. Cartoon Network Real. Cartoon Network Real. Cartoon Network Real. How can you have reality shows on a Cartoon Network? What are you doing? What are you thinking? So anyway, Cartoon Network Real is basically some Cartoon Network's stupid idea to try and get popular by adding reality shows to its block. So, just to be like Nickelodeon and Disney Channel. So, let's break down these shows. First one is The Other Siders. It's about a group of these stupid teenagers who are going on stupid ghost hunts for stupid ghosts, and they basically screw everything up. Okay. This has been done before. It's a little thing called Ghost Hunters, except with teenagers. Just because you add teenagers to something doesn't mean it's going to be good, okay? Anyway, this show just stinks, okay? I even heard that the team leader doesn't even believe in ghosts. So, Othersiders, bad idea. Next, Survive This, or as my cousin likes to call it, Kid Torture. Because that's all it is. It's basically just Survivor, but with teenagers, and the teenagers, they whine and complain all the time because they're in a bunch of competition and everything and all that, and they just fail miserably, and they suck. Yeah, they just friggin' suck. So this show sucks too. Bad idea. Next, Brain Rush. So, some moron thought it'd be a good idea to have a game show on a roller coaster. I've actually seen some episodes of this show, so I can get more into detail about it. So, here's one thing I've discovered. They're asking kids questions that I don't even know the answers to, but the kids do. Here's one thing I've discovered. They're asking kids questions that I don't even know the answers to, but the kids do. Like, one question was, which SNL cast member impersonates Vice President Joe Biden? And then the kid is like, Will Forte. Are you serious? What little kid is going to know who Will Forte is? And what little kid is going to stay up late on Saturday night just to watch Saturday Night Live? That doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't make any sense to any of you. Brain rush, bad idea. Like all these other stupid shows. Next, dude, what would happen? You can tell just by the title of this show it's not going to be good. It's basically Mythbusters, but with teenagers. Yeah, all these shows have friggin' teenagers in it, which I hate. Anything with teenagers in it is going to be bad, except for the Zits comics. Anyway, and also Teen Titans. That's a good teenage show. And so anyway, dude, what would happen? They just do stupid stuff and see what would happen, and it stinks, okay? It really stinks. Next, destroy, build, destroy. Okay, let's destroy something, then build again, then build stuff with it, and then destroy it again. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good idea either. Next, Bobby says, yeah, it's America's Funniest Home Videos, a rip-off, but with this moronic kid mocking the people in the videos. Yeah, that'll put butts in seats. So this Cartoon Network Real idea is just stupid, okay? It's really stupid. It's a waste of time. But believe me, there's a lot more to cover in how Cartoon Network is these days. Okay, let's take a look at some of their cartoons. Oh, what's this? Total Drama Island. You know, I've seen a few bits of this show, and who would want to make an animated reality show? Why? Cartoons are perfect. Their cartoons are good. Most of them, cartoons are good. Why combine a cartoon with the reality show? Are you kidding me? Anyway, this show is basically a Survivor ripoff. Man, they should just rename Cartoon Network the Survivor Ripoff Channel. So, yeah, it's just these cartoon characters doing Survivor things and all that, and it's crazy. But this show, I can't believe it. There was one time I was watching it, and this fat guy named Owen was like talking about one of his teammates, and he's like, "Man, that guy is so good I could kiss him." Yeah. He just said that. I'm just as scared as you are. Anyway, also on this show, they show characters flipping each other off, blurred out, but flipping each other off. Are you trying to get yourself canceled? Parents, kids watch this show. Parents are gonna complain. You can't just have a character flipping another character off. This isn't the Cartoon Network I grew up with. Dang. And also, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. They also had nude ladies, but they were blocked out. This show is TV PG. A lot of Cartoon Network shows these days are TV PG. What? Kids need parental guidance to watch Cartoon Network now? Are you kidding me? Gosh, what are they trying to do? They should just call their channel Adult Swim, because that's what it's turning into. Gosh. Anyway, so we've only scratched the surface. Total drama action, island action, whatever. It sucks. I know a lot of my friends like this show, but I'm sorry. I hate it. I'm sorry. It just stinks, okay? But believe it or not, only 2 Cartoon Network shows that are airing on Cartoon Network are produced by Cartoon Network. Chowder and Flapjack. Chowder, nothing but a stinking lame show about a rabbit cat thing, and nothing but fart jokes and all that stuff. It sucks. Then Flapjack. Basically Cartoon Network's answer to SpongeBob, but not a good answer to it. A failed answer. And yes, basically this is all Cartoon Network is nowadays. Live action shows, bad cartoons, and live action movies. They actually made 2 movies based off Ben 10 that were in live action. If it's a cartoon, keep it a cartoon, dang it! Morons. And anyway, Cartoon Network just fails on so many levels. I mean, it's bad enough they're making reality shows, but when their cartoons are trying to be like reality shows, that is a huge problem. Cartoon Network, you make me sick. I know one good thing they tried to do was bring back the Looney Tunes, but that didn't last long, and they aired it during the day while I'm at school, so I can't watch it. And they're trying to make a new Looney Tunes comedy show. All I know is most modern Looney Tunes shows have not been too good, and I don't think this one's going to be any different. Cartoon Network, you make me sick. You used to be good, now you're bad. Just like the big 3 network that is failing. You're just like Disney Channel and Nickelodeon. You failed. You wanted to be like them. You tried to be like them by having reality shows and live action movies, and that's just going to make you fail. I like the idea of an all Cartoon Network because cartoons are interesting, and I like cartoons better than real life. But no, you didn't get that idea. So Cartoon Network, heck with you, heck with you. This is Ben, and I'm signing out. Welcome back to Ben Rants, and when I was a kid, the phrase, "I'd rather watch paint dry," was never needed. Hey guys, it's January 3rd, 2011. You know what that means? Hi, Puffy Amiyumi's coming back on today. Yay! Or at least that's what we thought. However, Cartoon Network being them dumb selves isn't going to air this show ever again. Ugh! Seeing as how I recently spent the New Year's weekend at my cousin's house, and I was forced to watch some of Cartoon Network's new programming, and I got to see a lot of what they've been doing recently since I've ranted about them, I decided to do another rant on them, just to provoke my anger onto them. I'm going to start with the fact that they still have Cartoon Network Reel around. I mean, sure, the block doesn't exist anymore, but they still have live action shows on. Cartoon Network, when are you ever gonna realize we do not want live action on Cartoon Network? It just ruins the purpose, doesn't it? I mean, come on. What were some of the live action shows they have on Cartoon Network? Well, so far the only surviving shows from the Cartoon Network reel block are Dude, What Would Happen and Destroy, Build, Destroy. But they have added a lot more live action shows to their stinking channel. One of them, that recently got canceled, thank goodness, is Unnatural History. Think of Time Squad, except not animated and not funny. Then you got Unnatural History. Then there's Tower Prep. Tower Prep, which is basically a school of a bunch of mute kids that are different from everybody else. X-Men rep off anyone? But there's something about this show that really surprises me. It's created by Batman the Animated Series writer Paul Dini. What? Paul Dini? How could you? How? It's a live action show. Did you not know Cartoon Network would air it? Paul Dini, why? Why would you do this? And I'll say it before I say it again. Cartoon Network Reel. Stupidest idea for a channel to do ever. But Cartoon Network doesn't even call themselves Cartoon Network anymore. They call themselves CN. CN? Are you serious? CN. What a load of crap. Way to hide your former selves, Cartoon Network. No, excuse me, CN. Also, while I was watching a lot of Cartoon Network, I recently discovered that they got this new boring blocky logo and these new promos. And I gotta say, these promos are so ridiculously weird. I mean, they're just so weird and random. It's like, you wouldn't even expect them to be promos for Cartoon Network. They're just so weird and random. Like, I remember one where it was like, Dinosaur Dog, and it showed a dog with a dinosaur head. And another one was like a multiple choice question that they aired during Halloween. What would you do if you saw a ghost? Would you A, run, B, try to fight it, C, call the Ghostbusters, or D, give it its dirty laundry? And the answer was D, give it its dirty laundry. What the heck was that about? What is with these promos? Whatever happened to the old promos that had the stars of your cartoons interacting with all the other stars, and all the clever and hilarious promos that actually made sense? What happened to those? They're dead, I guess. CN doesn't care anymore. And what's the point of a promo? To make people want to watch a channel or show. But if the promos are like this, I don't want to be anywhere near a show that might be similar to this. So anyway, Cartoon Network's promos, blah. And I recently discovered that Cartoon Network are making new cartoons. New cartoons. That's what we need. And I recently read that Chowder and Flapjack got canceled. Surprising to me, but it doesn't affect me none because I did not like those shows. But let's see how the new shows replace them. Ooh, what's this? Adventure Time? No, not Adventure Time, please, anything but Adventure Time, no! I remember back when this show first came on in like May of 2010, they were advertising it, and I remember seeing a promo with a little kid running around with a green backpack on, and he was shouting, "What time is it? What time is it? What time is it?" Oh my gosh, it annoyed the heck out of me. He just kept shouting, "What time is it? What time is it?" And I'm like, I know what time it is. Time to change the friggin' channel. And that's exactly what I did. And that was a promo for the show. And I was thinking, if the promos for the show is bad, then I hate to see the actual show. So this show is about Finn and his dog Jake, and they go on adventures. And a lot of weird stuff happens to them. A lot of their friends are a cotton candy princess that sounds like a guy, a king made of ice, this goth girl, and a lot of other weird stuff. And I've seen bits and pieces of the show, and it's just so weird. And gosh, the animation is so horrible. I hate bug-eyed animation. It's just ugly. Man, usually I don't care about animation quality, but gosh, these guys can't draw to save their lives, man. is this walking lollipop, and good gosh, what am I saying? I feel like I'm high. What the heck? Oh my gosh, are these the kind of shows Cartoon Network are making these days? What are they doing? Letting stoners into the studio to make cartoons? What is with all these drug-induced pieces of crap? I mean, come on. Anyway, regular show? It is regular. That's all I can say. It was boring. Basically, I saw the one where the blue jay and the raccoon play with the keyboard and stuff like that, and the keyboard has magic powers. I'm like, watching this, I'm like, what the heck am I watching? It's just, what the heck? I mean, I don't mind Cartoon Network experimenting, but these are the kinds of things they're experimenting with, then dang, that's crazy. No, seriously. I'm seriously starting to believe that these shows are just Adult Swim shows, but a little more toned down to kids and without the cussing. That's what I was thinking while I was watching the regular show. However, there was one quote from the Blue Jay that I heard that really made my jaw drop to the ground. Oh man, when he comes back, he's gonna be PO'd. What? Oh man, when he comes back, he's gonna be PO'd. Did that Blue Jay just say the P word? On a kid's show? Aha! Aha! Ha! 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 Are you freaking kidding me? Cartoon Network shows are now cussing? Are you kidding me? What? What? Ha! What? You do not know how offended I was when I heard that. I mean, I appreciate the fact that it looks like the FCC is finally giving up, but come on! Cussed on a kid's show, that is not cool! Kids could repeat that! I would know! I used to repeat all the stuff that I saw when I was watching cartoons. Well, not all the stuff, but still! You gotta be kidding me! Looney Tunes gets banned for being too violent when it's not really that violent, but this show gets a cuss, and it's okay? It gets to stay on the air? Screw that crap! Screw that! That is ridiculous! I mean, I don't mind a little edge to kid shows, but that's not what I mean! That's crossing the boundary right there! And it's not like he only said it once! I heard him say it again in another episode! What is with that? Just heck with this regular show. Just heck with it. I'd rather watch a blue jay and a raccoon in real life have a tea party. So yeah, this is basically what Cartoon Network is. Live action crap that nobody's watching, new cartoons that feel like are being made by drug dealers, and B-list action shows and anime, and bad dubbed anime. Gosh, Cartoon Network is nothing like the Cartoon Network I remember. Why, Cartoon Network? Why have you stooped this low? Why? However, I want to take some time to talk about some of Cartoon Network's former programming. Class of 3000. Remember this show? Neither do I! So basically, this show was about former Outkast member Andre Benjamin, and he's basically a music teacher, and that's it. That's all this show is about. It was stupid, the animation was kinda good, but other than that, it was just unoriginal and just bland and boring. I wouldn't hate this show this much if it wasn't the show that replaced Hi Hi Puffy Amiyumi, my favorite show. This show comes in, they cancel Puffy, bring this show in, and this show barely lasts 2 seasons. Cartoon Network, you sure know how to sell out, don't you? Codename Kids Next Door. This is one of the shows where I felt that Cartoon Network was literally starting to go downhill. As a kid, I used to like it. Then I grew up, and I didn't like the fact that it was teaching kids that teenagers and adults are evil. I will admit, it's an original idea, but though this show is crappy, I'd rather watch it than a lot of the crap that we have on today. Today's society is so bad, I'm forced to watch other crap because a lot of crap is too crappy. Ben 10, I thought this idea was stupid. A kid with an alien watch. Just another excuse for another pointless action show. Then this show got canceled. It didn't affect me none. I wasn't even watching Cartoon Network when this show came on. But then, Ben 10 Alien Force came on, And I'm like, really? Another Ben 10 show? Why? Wasn't one enough? And gosh, this show was just as bad as the original. But then this got canceled. I'm like, oh, thank goodness, no more Ben 10. But then Ben 10 Ultimate Alien comes on, and I'm like, okay, now this is really starting to tick me off. Stop with all the Ben 10 spin-offs. The show is just boring action, a one-dimensional storyline, bland characters, and it's just not that interesting. So stop with all the Ben 10 crap already. Gosh! And don't even get me started on the live-action movies. The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. I really loved this show when it first came out, but then my interest in it started to go down as the show continued. But now that I look at it compared to all the crap Cartoon Network has on these days, I absolutely like this show. I wish it would air more often because I missed out on a lot of episodes, and I gotta admit the humor is pretty funny, though it can be gross sometimes. So, yeah, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy is okay with me. Camp Lazlo, I'm starting to like this show a little bit more now compared to a lot of the crap that Cartoon Network has on now. See, that's just what Cartoon Network has reduced me to. Now, let's talk about another Cartoon Network show, Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. I'll say it before and I'll say it again. We don't need any more Scooby-Doo shows! Just stop it already! Just stop! The original was enough. And stop making Scooby-Doo live-action movies, Cartoon Network. Just stop already. Quit while you're ahead. Stop overusing this dang franchise. Just knock it off. Those are my thoughts on Cartoon Network. But it's like every single year they tend to get worse and worse. I mean, some shows that I've criticized in the past, I now like them better than a lot of the crap Cartoon Network has on now. Like, regular show makes Camp Lazlo look like a holy grail, and Adventure Time makes the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy look like a friggin' masterpiece. I'm just so angry that my former favorite channel is stooping to this low, and it sickens me. It just really sickens me. I need to see another picture of my cat to calm me down. Hey, ole, 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 ole. I love you, Dexter. Anyway, I'm Ben, and I'm signing out. If you excuse me, I'm gonna go put a block on Cartoon Network.